I was talking to a friend the other day. They were talking about a sermon that they heard recently and how the issues in the sermon really upset them and made them realize why they had left the church. They were talking about the abusive nature of God and how it often comes out as a good thing in the church. The person talking in the sermon was talking about how they deserved whatever God gave them, whether that is a good and productive life, or if God decides to take away everything. They deserve anything He dishes out, because He created them, so they have no right over what happens to them. The very nature they are defending is an abusive relationship. The God that they serve demands everything in exchange for heavenly rewards. What rewards, though? According to the Bible, heaven is going to be an eternal place for you to serve God. This is not a reward. This is slavery. It's even worse than that, though, because if the God of the Bible is real, then you will have no free will in heaven. You're going to be an eternal robot who does everything God wants. This is not you, and this is not an eternity anyone should ever want. I often think about the story of Job. In church, we are told that Job is someone we should admire, someone who, no matter what God allowed, continued to stay true to God alone. Job, however, is not someone we should look up to. Job did not see other people or anything in his life as worth anything. His kids and wife were just property. Once they were dead, it didn't matter to him. How horrible of a person would you have to be to not see the damaging effect this would have on someone? Job stays blindly obedient to God, and you know what he gets in the end? Replacements. For not only his house, animals, and worldly goods, his whole family gets replaced. Those people in the story were mere pawns in a sick game God is playing with the devil. How disgusting is that? Oh, sorry, Wanda died, but who cares? Because she was just property made to give me babies. The story of Job lacks the humanity that so many people claim it has. There's nothing moral about having your entire family wiped out, and you act like they never mattered. If this story had been more thorough about each family member, like Cindy loved to play jump rope, or Simon loved to herd goats, this story would be very different, and it would change the way you would see it. There is no love in this story at all. Job was simply an ant who God tortured, all while killing the people around him in his life. Those people were worth nothing to God. And anyone who claims God has the right to destroy what He makes, you need to look into your own moral system and judge God by those standards, and not the standards you are told to in the church. Morality has evolved over time. When we look at the Bible, we can see how morally corrupt these people and their God were. They could own people, servants, wives, and children. They had every right to murder those people and hurt those people for simply not doing what they demanded. There was no consent for anyone but men. Men could own property and have all the rights they wanted. Women, children, servants, and concubines had no say in their own lives. Women and children were sold and made to be people's slaves. People were sold to be slaves to others and be beaten to a bloody pulp as long as they weren't killed. We are so lucky today to have rights as women. We're lucky today to see that kids are human, and they need guidance, not blind authority. We're lucky that we have science to look at the brain and realize that all people matter, because they are people regardless of who or when they were born. I have rights as a woman today. I can make my own money, have my own car to drive. I have bodily autonomy to say, "Not tonight, babe," and my husband respects that I'm a person. Children are lucky that we listen to them and try to make their lives better. Children are lucky that we see them as precious. We don't sacrifice them to evil gods and fire to make a rain start. Children today are lucky that they have parents that care enough about their mental health that they pull them out of dangerous religious institutions and teach them critical thinking skills. Morality did not change overnight. Morality changed from people in the secular world saw dangerous worldviews in religion and said we need to change. The secular world has done more for people's rights than religion ever has. Religion kept women from having their own lives. Religion allowed kids to be abused in the name of God. Religion made life horrible for anyone who was not a man. The secular worldview sees people not as property. The secular worldview sees all people as people. We're all a part of the same species. And if we want our species to survive, then we need to see other people as worthy of respect. People matter, as I said before. If the only reason that you see people as people is because your God tells you to, and you have to, then you are morally bankrupt, and you need to rethink the way you see the world. Since leaving the church, I see all people, and not just Christians, and I love and respect others a lot more. I no longer see a gay and lesbian couple and think, oh, I hope they find God so they don't go to hell. No. Now I think, good for them for living their lives the way they want to. I no longer look at non-believers and think, oh, they are just mad at God, or they just want to sin. I see them as good moral people who want to do the right thing. They are people who want people to value truth and see everyone equally. To wrap it all up, I just want to say, if you want to leave an abusive relationship, but don't know how, there are places that are there to help. The same goes for leaving religion. The God of the Bible is an abuser. He wants you to give him everything, and he will take your whole life. He will tell you you are worthless and you don't deserve anything. But he deserves everything, and you have to worship at his feet so he doesn't hurt you. If you are being threatened by someone who claims they love you, they are lying. The God of the Bible does not love you. He only loves himself. He wants to be the center of attention. He is a narcissist who will blame you until the end of time. Then he'll hit you, because you deserved it. Don't let religion rob you of yourself. You be you. You do what you want to do with the one life that you have. When anyone offers you religion, run away as fast as you can. No one deserves to be a victim of abuse. You have worth. You are enough. And no God or religion could ever fill that hole of knowing who you really are and how you can change the world by being yourself. Live your life for no one but you. Thank you for watching my video today. If you would like to support me, you can click on the links below. And remember, only you can break out of the bubble and start thinking for